for joint practice action, which, based on the sounds of things, or at least the tweets of things, not going great. Didn't go great for the Patriots. Yeah, more downs than ups. If I'm reading generally positive.
Definitely more downs.
Twitter assessments coming out of there. Drake May, 16 of 25, according to Andrew Callahan, 6 sacks. Does that say that right?
It just says 6 sacks, yes.
That's right. I'm not mystery. That's not a typo.
That's what they're saying. Now, there's some will say there were some coverage sacks. So it's hard to know exactly.
I don't care.
Okay.
Because if you get to the regular season and you're sacked 25% of the time, because Dan Ball, I know you're the math guy around here, 6 sacks in 25 pass attempts, that's about 1 in every 4 pass attempts you're sacked.
My understanding, based on my research, is that is not good.
Yeah. And the 4 interceptions, whatever. We can dismiss all that.
But these are like in preseason and in these joint practices as well, when you put them down for like 6 sacks, is that they're not obviously Drake May dragged to the ground, but these are on that play, a sack would have been viable.
Well, yes.
That was trending towards being a sack.
Right. But, doesn't, obviously, you don't know. He could have escaped the sack, ran around, and maybe avoided the sack. But in this environment, yes, that is
he is one of the best second reaction quarterbacks in football.
Number 9, baby. That's it. There you go.
I will also say, I have spent a lot of time, you guys know, on the Hill with a lot of these people that are tweeting and their assessments. Yeah. And they generally are pretty positive. They generally give the benefit of the doubt. So if
I would agree.
If I read 6 sacks, you know what that tells me? 7 or 8. Because I think there were a couple that they kind of brushed off and let him step up, slide, throw, and I'd go, I don't know that he would have really done that in a game situation. So 6 to me is an alarmingly big number. Yes, Dan Ball.
I also thought it was interesting. All of them mentioned in different play. Oh, well, he had a couple of long completions, couple long touchdowns, which again is, and we saw the same thing a couple weeks ago. Pop Douglas, off schedule, he's able to hit him. There's nothing about the quick passes, the easy passes, moving the offense up the field. The thing that, at least for me personally, worries me about him the most.
So can I just tell you, Fitzy, and if Fitzy is right when he says, Travion Henderson had this nice 70-yard touchdown.
Yep.
So it was about a 5-yard throw.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit. And it was a busted coverage.
Yep.
And so that's, factor that in. It wasn't like, between 2 defenders, beautiful, placed it in the bucket. It was an easy throw because it was a busted coverage to a guy that is faster than everyone on the field.
Yeah. And I would say things like that can happen when you have good athletes. That's great.
Yep.
Drake May can do it. Travion Henderson can do it. All these guys can do it. It's not a sustainable way to play offense and to live. You have to be able, I said it weeks ago, make the easy one. Look like you're a functioning off. We know what Josh McDaniels wants to do, right? There's going to be a short passing game. There's going to be an intermediate passing. There's going to be screens. There's going to be those things. You have to hit those functionally. And I haven't seen those get hit often enough at a high level for the last week plus now. Mm-hmm. And that's in various.
A lot of that's the line, guys. Again.
Yep, 100%. When I read that Will Campbell 2 sacks allowed, Jared Wilson at least 1, there were some holding calls. Like, that's a problem. And I'm not saying this Minnesota team is without talent, and I'm also not saying that maybe they're not more try-hard under Brian Flores. That's the narrative that's come out. Garrett Bradbury said, I've seen teams come in here and get decimated.
Because of all the blitzing they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say this. I will look a little differently at this if they go out and fix the problems from today in tomorrow's practice.
Correct. And so just to put it in perspective, what they were planning to do today, I heard Vrabel say a lot of full field stuff, so not a lot of red zone situational, and also the situational stuff. One thing he noted they would be doing that Kevin O'Connell likes to work on is second and long.
Back on track.
Haven't heard a lot of that over my years where, like, there was a specific segment, like, we're going to really work on second and long. And Vrabel said, like, get half the yardage, get back on track, get to third and manageable. Yeah. So those are some of the parameters of what they're doing today. But that 6 sacks just jumps off the page.
Does the 2 interceptions and 2 pick sixes by Josh Dobbs, are we concerned about our backup quarterback?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't really care.
You don't think the backup quarterback might be in play if Drake May got hurt?
Well,
he's some games.
Yeah. But if Drake May gets hurt, then I'm gonna fold up the tent, pack it up, and call it a season.
Okay.
Let's go Celtics.
I don't know. This is the only time you're ever going to talk about a backup quarterback to me is in training camp. So I think it's noteworthy that Josh Dobbs threw up all over himself today.
Yeah.
Because that's the guy that's been around for a while, and you know what? He's one good hit away from being our starting quarterback.
So would you
that's
rather
the
have
Josh Dobbs experience? If the last 5 years of NFL watching and fandom are to be any sort of indicator, he'll come in one week like, oh, here comes Josh Dobbs off an injury, and he'll look amazing the next week, and then 3 weeks later or 2 weeks later, 4 picks. And I think that's literally happened. Like whether it was the Cardinals or another team, I do apologize for not remembering exactly which team it was, but that's what you're signing up for with him. And as far as these one-on-ones and some of the other drills go, just, on the commercial break, check out some of the throws that Drake May was making to Steph Diggs and the absolute roller skates that Steph Diggs.
Well, there's one-on-ones, which isn't team, right. So it's a lot easier.
I'm also looking to divine some or any positives. Because I feel like I'm at a coffee shop with 75-year-olds right now. It's like, oh my God, the weather's awful. The offensive line. Yes, it's bad. These are problems. There's a ton of problems to work on, but we got to divine a couple positives out here. Like Steph Diggs had reconstructive surgery 9 months ago, and he's smoking DBs out there in long passes from Drake May. Good sign.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I told Tom Curran I don't manufacture opinions. I'm not going to start now. So if the reality is that it's raining and it's windy out, I'm going to sit in the coffee shop and say, I hope the weather gets better tomorrow, but today really sucks. Yeah. It's rainy and windy, and I feel like that's what this is. And, and
I'll be honest real quick about Steph Diggs. I need to see him more.
Yes.
Flash. I mean, the practice against the Commanders we were at, he was late getting to the field, and then he hardly participated. He didn't play in the preseason game, so I need to see more Steph Diggs, so it's hard for me to get all worked up in a one-on-one drill when you have a unnamed corner in press coverage getting sizzled by Steph Diggs. Most of them would. That doesn't, get me going like based on the evidence leading up to the up to today's camp.
And the pessimistic view maybe, but I can't envision Fitzy. And I think he looks great physically. He's definitely ahead of where I thought physically. I expected we were going to be having debates about PUP leading into camp and then about whether active for the first game.
Right.
I'm assuming he's going to be active and on the field for the first game, but he is still a 30-something receiver coming off an ACL, so I can't count on him to simply carry the offense, to go out there and be Randy Moss and say everything else will just come from Stefon Diggs, and that's my concern. And I get it. You don't have Stevenson out there. You don't have Hunter Henry out there. There's aspects of your offense which may not be elite in their own right, but at least they're your best, and they're not out there. So there are reasons for this that you could kind of put it all into perspective. That being said, it's not good. It's just like I said Friday night was a positive, even though it came against backups. It's still a positive. You went out there, you competed, you executed, you scored points. Drake May made some good decisions running the ball. I'm going to give you credit for that because I would crap all over you if you didn't do that, right? Oh, you went against backups and you still couldn't do anything. The flip is true today. I have to acknowledge what happened on a football field today in Minnesota. And what you put forth as an offense isn't good enough. I believe Mike Vrabel would put a lot of today's practice in that third bucket. Bleep, that'll get you beat. 6 sacks, bleep, that'll get you beat. Turnovers, bleep, that'll get you beat. And he wants to cut down on bleep, that'll get you beat, and we're halfway through August.
Well, nice 50-yard touchdown pass from Dobbs to Javon Baker, who obviously has been hearing the lavish amounts of Efton Chisholm III praise and wants to turn that into a bit of a competition. When you go up and win and make big plays like that, earn yourself some first-team reps, that'll make it a competition. So, again, just looking not to be blindly optimistic or be wearing Patriots-tinted glasses, just looking for some of the positives amidst the disappointment of the this was also anticipated. I think all of us in the room thought, yeah, this line, which is still patchwork at best, is going to struggle against Brian Flores, even when somebody, a starter, and a very good starter like Van Ginkel, wasn't even out on the field today.
Oof. Van Ginkel, I forgot. He plays for the Vikings.
Oh, yeah. Sneaky good.
Oh, not even sneaky. When he was with the Dolphins, my goodness, I forgot Van Ginkel. That guy,
He's fast.
Always beat up the Patriots.
Fast.
Yep. I do still think I would way rather them go out there and throw up all over themselves against this kind of defense and this kind of team. Even though it doesn't really feel like it builds confidence. The United States men's hockey team played Russia in a little friendly before the Olympics, got their asses kicked. But at least they knew what to expect, and when they played them for real, I think there's a huge benefit in going out there and even getting your ass kicked for a young offense like the Patriots have.
I also think there's something to be said or speculated about that. I thought there were times where Drake May looked really good. I thought they had a good practice against Washington. I think there's a chance Josh McDaniels has turned the dial up, has ramped things up and said, okay, we laid a foundation. You guys look like you're actually getting this crap. Well, guess what? That was 101. Now we need to get to 201 and 301 because the season's coming. So there could be that factor in this, not just the defense you're going against, but maybe they're trying to do different things and ramp it up a little bit. And maybe some of the players are like, whoa, head spinning a little bit. I got the first stuff, but now we got to move forward. So I am not ready. As I said yesterday, I'm not ready to say offense stinks, team stinks, Drake May stinks. But I'm also not ready to just go, it's August, it's preseason, it's practice, nothing to worry about.
Means something.
It's a blend of the two.
Two things. One, to let the audience know, 4:30 we'll actually have somebody who was out at the joint practices calling in, our pal and frequent Six Rings and Football Things guest, Mike Dussault from Patriots.com. So we'll get a fresh perspective from boots on the ground coming up within the hour, boys. And number two, here's something where I am officially ready to ring the alarm and the warning bell, guys. Carlton Davis just walked off the field at the start of joint practices.
Yep.
The hell is that all about?
No Christian Gonzalez, and then Carlton Davis was there 5 minutes.
He participated in all the team.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Okay, so he came back.
Yes.
Because I saw the initial Phil Perry tweet walked off the field.
Right. No, he came back. And
do we know why he walked off?
I do not.
Because I continue to say something seems weird with him.
I agree. Something is off.
From all the way back.
Totally agree.
And this just adds to it. Even that he came back is good.
Yep.
The fact that he walked off is bad.
The fact that he came back is good. If he didn't come back, then I'd be like, well, what are we doing here?
But also, like any other player, if they walked off right now, I wouldn't look at the same as Davis because I hold the rest of it against him, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like some guy could have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had Mexican last night. He's got to run off, go to the bathroom, come back.
It happens, man.
But if Carlton Davis goes off, I go, what's going on here?
Because his behavior is not consistent with a guy that feels like he's bought in or committed.
Yes.
That's what it feels like.
And we're counting on him.
And we're very much counting on him.
And we have this tandem that we think could be one of the best cornerback tandems in football.
Correct.
But we have to have faith because we've never actually really seen it on a football field together in the summer.
I feel like he's a veteran that's being like who feels like, you know what, I know they need me.
Yeah.
They know they need me, and so I'm gonna kind of take advantage of this situation.
You know what that sounds like? Entitlement.
Yeah.
You know what Vrabel said he was getting rid of?
Entitlement.
Entitlement. Okay. That's not